What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today, my buddy's gonna let me drive his VFR1200. Before we get started with this though, at 300 subscribers, I'm gonna go ahead and do a giveaway. If you guys could hit that like button, share my videos. But right now, I'm gonna jump on this thing and give it a first ride.
This is the dopamine cotta. Fresh dopamine.
Why is this not starting? Oh. Let me try this again. Take two. This is a 2010 VFR1200. Shaft driven. It's going to be the first time I've ridden a shaft driven bike. It's got a single side swing arm, which I really like. Just leaves the tire exposed. He just got back from a trip, so he's got the saddlebags on it right now, but those come off pretty easily. Actually, it's just pretty much just hit a little button and they pop off. But it's good. Sounds pretty good. All right, let's get on this thing. Oh wow. So right away I can tell this is shaft driven. My goodness. The power is just there immediately. Mirrors are good, can't complain about the mirrors. It is a little more upright. It's a little more comfortable than a Super Sport. You can see how the panels are, and the seat is really comfortable. This thing floats though. When I hit the bumps, I mean this road you can't really tell, but it's got a little bump to it. Ah, shit. That's kind of crazy. Like so this is a 1200cc, right? I'm not sure what the actual cc's are, but it's somewhere in there. And on my motorcycle, on my 1000, all the torque is in the mid-range. Like, my buddy can beat me on takeoff on his Suzuki DR650, or on his Suzuki DRZ400, just because of low-end torque. Now, after about a half second, I'm already passing him, but the point is he's faster on takeoff because of the torque, the low-end torque. But this thing has power all the way around. The gauge cluster I kind of like too, man. It's not bad. It's got a gear indicator and stuff, and it's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's a lot more upright. I can see that this would be a pretty good touring, pretty decent touring, like, the flickability for this thing is pretty good for being how big it is. And I don't even notice the saddlebags on back. It's not even that noticeable. Now this is a hydraulic clutch, I think. So that's why I have a reservoir right here for the clutch. So that's pretty neat. My foot position feels almost identical to the GSXR. I'm gonna get on the freeway down here. I'm gonna try to gun it a little bit. The engine braking, I guess because it's shaft driven, but the engine braking is not that great. But I'm like, again, I'm guessing that's because it's shaft driven. All right, I'm gonna give it a little bit down here. To 100 pretty quick. I've pulled against my buddy on this bike, and he was on this bike, I was on my GSXR 1000, and I mean they pull pretty similarly. I felt like my GSXR has slightly more get up and go at a third gear pull, but this wasn't bad. not at all. And that is a little scary still, how fast it got up to 100. I mean, this bike is more than enough power for any rider, especially for being a touring motorcycle. Holy crap, it's awesome that you have that much get up and go, that much horsepower. I think it's 150 or 170 horse. It's surprising that you have that much get up and go on a touring motorcycle. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I really like the instrument cluster. It has a gas gauge, miles per hour, your RPMs, you have a heating and cooling, gear indicator, trip indicator or mileage, clock, and even what the temperature outside is. And right now it's hot as fuck, it's 100 degrees. But that's cool, man. It has a lot to offer. I really like it. Makes you feel good when you know what's happening. You know, my DR650, it just has lights and a speedometer. And it's kind of, you know, you have to feel out the bike a lot more to be able to tell, you know, what's going on with it, which is good. I mean, it's good if you can feel out your bike, but for a newer rider or somebody who's less mechanically inclined, this is a really good option for somebody. Oh man, it's just so quiet too. That shaft, the shaft driven, you know, tire here is amazing. And it's like no maintenance pretty much. You just have to change the oil in it once in a while. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a loud pipe type of guy, so I definitely have to change the stock muffler. But other than that, it's pretty awesome. God, it's instant. The power is the same with the shaft-driven engine. Or shaft-driven, whatever, you know what I'm saying. The power seems to be the same no matter if I'm doing a third gear pull at 40 or 50 miles an hour on the freeway, or if it's just from 0 to 15 miles an hour. It feels the exact same. Yeah, wow. I kind of dig it, man. I wish it was a little cleaned up, because it's a little dirty right now, but this is also the first bike I've ridden with a single-sided swing arm too. I can't even tell. I can't tell. There's no difference. You know, you think you get on one of these and you can tell the difference. No, can't. It's sweet. Man, it just dips over, man. You know, I was watching a couple videos on this bike on YouTube, a couple review videos, and a lot of people either hated it or they loved it. This bike, you know, it's not quite touring, but it's not quite a super sport, and people like putting bikes in those well-defined categories. This bike is misunderstood. It's fun. I mean, it feels like you can handle the corners just great. It really is just excellent. Here's some motorcyclists. How you doing? How you doing? The Harleys. The Harley riders. Sick. Man, there's just so much pull. I barely even touch it. It's really jerky, because there's more pull than I'm expecting when I'm, you know, flicking the throttle here. Oh man, it's amazing. I haven't ridden it too much. It's my first impression, and it's cool, man. I like it. Remember to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Remember about that giveaway I'm going to do. Alright guys, cool. Leave a comment, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and share this video with somebody who you think might appreciate this motorcycle or just my channel in general. Alright, thanks.
Shooting stars. even get to God.
You own this bike or you're thinking about getting this bike, like, don't go solely off my little review. This is my first ride on it. I've never even, heard about these bikes really until my buddy got one. So